Hi, I'm Jim Gordon and you're watching Market 1 Minute. Joining us is Peyton Nyquist. He is the CEO of Numinus Wellness. Peyton, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, tell us how you got into the psychedelic space.
Yeah, I actually, I come to the space really as a patient first. I turned to psychedelic assisted psychotherapy to try and save my own life and rectify some severe healthcare challenges that I was facing that the healthcare system in Canada just couldn't rectify. And, coming out of that experience, recognizing that I wanted to give back to something that had saved my life and through the exploration of that, realized that there was just a lot more than philanthropy that could be done to support this really growing category in psychedelic assisted psychotherapy.
What does Numinus Wellness do and what are your guiding principles?
At Numinus Wellness, our guiding principles are really around the accessibility of safe, evidence-based psychedelic assisted psychotherapy and the integrative mental health model to support it.
And Peyton, the integrated business model for Numinus is centered around three pillars: lab, research, and clinics. Can you elaborate on what this means?
Yeah, Numinus is involved with really the end-to-end of psychedelic assisted psychotherapy, going from lab supply all the way to clinical delivery, and really split up into three verticals. One being Numinus Health, which is our clinic network to be able to not only hold psychedelic assisted psychotherapy, but really the supportive practices that need to be wrapped around psychedelic therapy in order to be effective for people. Second is our Numinus Bioscience, which is our Health Canada licensed lab and production facility that's able to not only do analytical testing, but also possess, distribute, and produce a number of different psychedelics, including ketamine, LSD, MDMA, and psilocybin. And finally, Numinus R&D, which is where we do our clinic protocol development, our clinic SOPs, and research and development on a number of different psychedelics, including MDMA and psilocybin, which we plan on launching this summer.
For potential investors, how is the psychedelic space different from the cannabis industry?
It's a great question. I think the big thing to delineate between psychedelics and cannabis is that cannabis is primarily a product-based model based off of recreational use, and psychedelics are medical therapies in a service-based model, as we talk about psychedelic assisted psychotherapy to treat a number of very serious indications in regards to mental health.
Peyton, tell us about the two ongoing trials Numinus is conducting with partners.
So Numinus has two trials that we plan on initiating this summer. One is psilocybin for substance use disorder in conjunction with a clinical research organization called Sirion. The second being MDMA for post-traumatic stress disorder, which is in collaboration with MAPS, the Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies, which is really the leading research organization in regards to psychedelics today.
Numinus recently received an amendment to its narcotics licenses. Can you tell us what that means for the company?
Yeah, so these amendments to the license really open up access for Numinus to be able to bring in industry-leading partnerships and really bolster up the revenue potential of our analytical testing lab as well as production facility. This amended licensing gives us the ability to not only do analytical testing, but also produce and distribute a number of different psychedelics, including ketamine, LSD, MDMA, and psilocybin.
And finally, Peyton, tell us about the financial position the company is in and what are the company's plans for the coming months?
Yeah, so with the closing of our recent $40 million financing, bringing a cash position of over $65 million in the bank, the coming months are really exciting for the company as we look to expand our clinic network, as well as initiate a lot of work in the lab around psychedelics and psychedelic assisted psychotherapy.
Peyton, thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
Hi, I'm Jim Gordon. Thanks for watching this Market 1 Minute on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with other videos that we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click on this list to see other great videos from Market 1. And thank you again for watching.